So here are some things. Hello and welcome Some Things Podcast listeners. Here we are on episode 14, a very special Halloween episode, hopefully the first of many. With me today, I am joined with my co-host, Luke, and
Sarah.
And our other co-host, John, is playing part of Spooky Ghost, because he is just invisible right now.
Because he ghosted us.
Ooh, yes he did. Today on the episode, we're going to be talking about some real scary stories, Star Wars dropping their tickets, and also World Series updates. So, how are y'all doing this week?
I'm doing well. I'm excited already, just Star Wars and World Series.
Dude,
it doesn't get much better for me than that.
Yeah, it was a pretty good week, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are some other highlights to talk about aside from topics we'll cover later?
Well, I did a gig last night.
Giggity giggity.
Yeah, so this one was in the Mission Inn in
Nice.
Riverside in the Presidential Lounge.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was pretty fancy in there. It was a good gig. We played for about 4 hours. And just did a bunch of fun stuff.
Dang. 4
Yeah.
hours, I'd imagine you have to be having fun for that.
Yeah, and they gave us free water.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, luxury. Live
They
the
even
life.
put ice in it. So it was really good.
You're just so spoiled. You
Yeah.
play-
So check out Luke's Instagram page
Woo, yes, check him out.
and go see his gigs.
Yes.
Are you going to tell him your handle, or are you just going to have him guess?
Just guess.
Okay.
Nice.
Luke's like fun.
All right.
Have you seen the chair in the Mission Inn that was made specifically for William H. Taft?
Yes.
I took a tour of the Mission Inn once, and they were showing us that chair. And William H. Taft was the biggest president we've ever had, physically.
Yes.
Yeah. And so when they heard that he was going to come and stay at the Mission Inn, they made a chair especially for him that was double wide.
Oh, boy.
And they thought it was a nice gesture, and he was super offended by it,
Oh, man.
and he left it. So you can go to the Mission Inn and see the massive double wide chair that they made for William H. Taft.
And it is humongous. It's twice as wide as a normal chair.
That's why I said double wide.
Yeah, Mission Inn, if
Yeah.
you want, I'll take the chair off your hands. That sounds pretty comfortable, honestly.
No,
We're
it
in the
doesn't
market
look
for a
very
new chair.
comfortable.
It doesn't look very comfortable.
I mean, it's still made of wood and
Made of wood. I thought it was a couch cushion, a recliner kind of.
I don't think so.
Not
I
like a
think it's just
recliner
a-
you kicked feet out, but
No.
I mean, I think it has a cushion on the back, maybe.
It's just a chair that you sit in.
Mission Inn,
Yeah.
I don't want the chair. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Keep
Yeah.
your chair to yourself.
But yeah, this is, again, I don't think I clarified this to the listeners at the beginning, but yeah, it's kind of fun with this episode. Again, so it's not going to be released on Halloween. It'll be released the week of, but that's why we're calling it the
The
Halloween episode.
Monday before Halloween.
Correct. And so
Hopefully.
we're all dressed in costume, and you'll see those outfits later. But, I'll describe myself. I am dressed as a kamiho, which, those of you who don't know Asian folklore, it's actually like this.
Ninja Panda.
Luke says Ninja Panda. It's not. But
You look like a Ninja Panda.
it's not a Ninja Panda. Anyway, it's basically a fox spirit that, once it eats 1,000 livers of human beings, it becomes human. So it's pretty
So
creepy.
he delivers people.
Sure. I get it. The liver pun.
Oh my goodness.
Did it go over your head too for a split second?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I don't deliver what? Oh, it's that slight delay. She's got some good dad jokes, man.
Oh my
But
goodness.
but yeah, so it's a fun mythological creature. And when I was reading up on it, I'm wondering if it could have actually been what inspired the Naruto character of the popular anime series Naruto.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, because it is a nine-tailed fox demon, fox spirit. So it's I wonder if that was played into effect when the guy was designing the concept for the characters. But yeah, so anyway, getting back to our weeks. Oh, right. So I'm dressed up as that. Luke was dressed up as
yeah.
Okay.
I was dressed up as Captain America, and Dylan was like, "That's not good enough," so
Because
he
he had
put a
socks.
shark head
He
on.
had socks on.
Yeah,
that was
by
it.
dressed as Captain America, what Luke means is he had stars and stripes on his socks, and that was kind of it.
Hey, that was a good costume,
Right.
Your feet were dressed up as Captain America.
and they looked epic. By
Your
the
feet
way,
do not speak for the rest of you.
Nope.
they were ambassadors for
Even
the
though-
rest of me.
Even though his feet dress up all the time because they look like Sasquatch feet, but
Anyway, Dylan forced a shark head on me.
yeah,
So
you loved it.
that's true. I was happy to take it.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and we'll send you guys some pictures later. And then Sarah, our lovely Sarah, was dressed up as
I'm dressed up as George from Monsters Inc.
2319.
2319. So I'm here wearing a nice stripy shirt, and I got a sock on my back.
Woo.
It's clever and it's comfortable, which is kind of how I roll with costumes.
Always, yes. Yeah, this family here, they do like doing the clever stuff. I remember a couple of years back, your mom even, she had a blue T-shirt and had a phone wrapped around her neck, and then we're like, "What the heck are you?" And she's like,
and she had a rubber chicken.
and a rubber chicken, and she was cordon bleu.
Chicken cordon bleu.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, the lot of puns and costumes in this family.
Because we don't want to spend money and we don't want to be in a bulky costume all night.
Meanwhile, I have the money to spend, so I'm just like, woo.
The last several costumes I've done have either been cowboy or lumberjack.
Nice.
And the only difference is the hat.
Yep. This is what I
Flannel
got.
shirt and jeans.
Oh man. All right. So, Sarah, I think me and you could probably answer as far as how our weeks went together, because I mean we had some of the same highlights and low points.
I've worked so hard this week.
She did. She worked like a
I'm
monkey.
in the middle of my biggest project of the year right now at work, which is a 200-page catalog
Oof.
that I put together from scratch.
It's a lot of pages.
A lot of pages. And so I've been working at least 9 hours every day working on that.
Yeah.
And then I took Friday off because I had to go get the mail.
What?
Look,
Okay, it's more intense than that. Let her.
Cabazon, California does not have mail delivery service. So we have a P.O. box. And once a year, they need me, the account holder, to visit them in person and turn in a slip of paper to renew my P.O. box. And if you know anything about government buildings, they have the worst office hours. And this one, it's open from 8 a.m. to 11:30, and then from 1:30 to 4. So I couldn't go to work and still take care of this. So I took a day off of work just to hand in a slip of paper at the mail. And then I cleaned the house for the rest of the day.
Side note for editing: can you cut out the part where she said Cabazon?
You don't want people to know that you live in Cabazon?
The town is so small they'll find me.
I'm going to forget.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Go find Dylan in Cabazon. His address is... And we're going to be having that Halloween party on Friday after Halloween.
How dare you?
Yeah, I don't
ahead
see
and
what the
join
big
us.
deal is. You've given your address like several times already.
Yeah, my address. I've given them several times already. All right, but yeah. So other than that, so that was her week. But we both we kind of suffered a loss, a big hit to the wallet. Gosh, man. So we drove into town on Thursday with our car that we use for commuting, and as I drove into my parking lot, it started making noises in the front. And so since we were kind of stranded out where we work,
Your parking lot started making noises in the front?
Yep, totally. The parking lot. So since we were stranded out, because since we commute together, we had to take it into a shop that was just local nearby, and then we ended up having to drop several $100s on another car repair for brakes to be replaced and my rotors to get replaced in the front. 'cause
And then
they
we
were
went to
jacked up.
Applebee's and ate our feelings.
Yes, I ate my feelings so hard.
What did you eat your feelings?
I got one of those sampler trios and just got like a bunch. What did I get? I got like pretzel sticks to dip in like beer battered cheese. I got wings. I got onion rings, and then
And 2 vampire cocktails.
two vampire cocktails. They do,
Spooky.
yeah, there's the Halloween portion. Yeah, they do this thing where right now where it's like this flavored drink. It's only $1, and you get like a decent sized mug of it. I down the first one in like the first 5 minutes after having to pay the money on the car repairs.
Nice.
But yeah, so there was that, and then Friday night we did have an uplifting way to end the week because we both went to the Ontario Improv and saw Chris Porter perform live.
Yeah.
He was pretty hilarious, man. Like again, his stand up's not clean. If those of you trying to like maybe I should check him out. Like just giving you a heads up, he's not clean, but. By my standards, I'd consider him funny. So yeah, we saw him live. I got a picture with him after the show. I felt bad because it's like he had vinyl records for sale, and like you would even get like a digital copy with each vinyl record you bought. But he was only selling them for cash only, and I was like, no, I don't have any cash on me. Like I thought they would have taken like a debit card or something, but no.
Do you even have a record player?
My dad does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad has a record player, and then again, I could have used the digital copy
I
still.
was going to say, I think we have one.
Before people think we're irresponsible, the tickets were a Groupon that we bought like the week before.
Yeah, those were
So
already
we're not
purchased
just
before
like-
the car repairs happened.
the car's broken.
That was a
We were
last
already locked
Applebee's
into
and-
this.
Yeah, that was a last minute thing, but good call on that because somebody would be judging.
Yeah.
Ooh, why are you going out? Like it was already bought. That's why I didn't expect $600 to fall out of my lap. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that was that. But
Sounds like a great week for all of us.
yeah,
It has had hills and valleys, and
definitely.
now we're here.
Yes. But moving off from that, I would like for us to discuss nightmares and our dreams, because let me tell you, and let's give a warning right now to our listeners, because I got some pretty messed up dreams coming down the pipe here, as far as like scary dreams and spooky things that have happened to me. So just be warned now. If you're delicate and don't want to have to hear it, maybe skip ahead like maybe 10-15 minutes. We'll see how long this goes, but either way,
I'm a bounce.
a bounce.
No, like,
Oh.
all right, I'm gonna bounce.
Oh, I'm a bounce. Okay. I was just like, you're just gonna sit
What
there.
is a bounce?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so I'll go ahead and kick it off, because I've got 2 or 3 nightmarish dreams that stick out to
Are
me.
you sure you don't want to like be the finale at the end?
Well, I mean, are you guys ready? Luke, do you have anything?
What are nightmares?
No. Are you kidding me?
Luke just
Well,
sounds like the
tell your
happiest
dreams.
life,
Tell your
apparently.
dream story. The one that you were mentioning earlier.
I'll get to that later.
Get to that later.
Yeah.
But okay. I want to make it a spooky episode. We got to end on the horror notes.
Okay, so I'll start out with this one because it's not spooky. Like, I was already going to talk about this, and Dylan was like, let's talk about nightmares. And I was like, well, let me do dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys ever have stress dreams?
Yeah.
Like-
usually about school and teeth
Especially
falling out.
this time of year.
Yeah, and like when you get sick, it also happens.
Yeah.
There was this one time I was really sick, and I'm trying to sleep at night, and I have this stress, like half dream, half hallucination thing, where I was in my bed trying to fall asleep, but I couldn't fall asleep. And do you know why?
Why?
Because the crew of the Enterprise
What the heck?
was inside my room. I'm talking
I've had that
Captain
kind of
Kirk,
dream.
Spock, Scotty, Dr. McCoy, Lieutenant Uhura, all of them, Sulu, they were all inside my room trying to figure out how to get out. Like,
What the
this was
crap?
their episode. So Captain Kirk is freaking out. He's like, this is impossible. How did we get in here? And he's like losing it over there. I'm like, dude, just take the door. Leave through the door. And I thought that would work, but then Spock looks at the door and he says, no, that is illogical, Captain. I'm like, no, you can't say that. What do I say after that? How do I prove the logicalness
Of using the front
of
door?
a door? Yeah. So I'm sitting there as like Captain Kirk is freaking out in the William Shatner way, and there's nothing I can do. Like I just had to suffer through it for the rest of the night.
I love the fact that it's Spock going, no, that's illogical.
Yeah, like
At the idea of a door.
you can't say anything to that.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I don't know, that sounds like a good nightmare to me. Like,
I've had that dream though, where like there's a bunch of people in your room.
that same
Yeah.
dream.
Not the same dream. I didn't have the crew of the Enterprise, but like it's been like just like there's a party going on in my room, and I'm just there like falling asleep, and it's just so awkward.
Right.
Yeah, this was more than awkward. This was straight up annoying.
Yeah.
Like Captain Kirk
Frustrating.
was like, "Scotty, beam us out," and the Scotty's like, "I can't do it,
I can't
Captain."
do it, Captain.
I'm like, "Of course he can't. He never can."
Dang it, Scotty, what are you good for?
Let's hear from Sarah. Though
Yeah,
she's
Sarah.
probably got a better dream than that.
I mean, honestly,
Or do you?
I
If not, it's fine.
look. I have some things I could tell, but that's why I kind of want to save you to the end, because one of the big differences between you and me is you have really amazing and distinct dreams, and I like remember them 3 times a year.
Oh, gotcha.
But if we're talking about nightmares, I did have a recurring one when I was a kid about the jaguar from Tarzan.
Oh,
Yeah, he would chase me.
yikes.
So
So in
But
the
would you-
dream,
but would
you
you-
were Tarzan.
no, in my dream I was me, but I was in the jungle, and
Was it one of those dreams where it's like you try to run as hard as you can and you can't seem to move? You're running through molasses.
I don't remember that much.
Oh man, those ones frighten me.
Have you ever run through molasses?
No, but that's what it feels like in dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in my dreams, whenever I try to run, this is weird. I can't run in dreams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll start floating away.
Okay, wait.
Like, not flying, but like my feet have a hard time reaching the ground. So sometimes I'll have to like grab onto the grass in front of me and kind of like run
my
on all
gosh.
fours.
I
But-
actually run a lot in my dreams.
Really?
Yeah, like I subconsciously really want to be a runner. So
Nice.
I've had dreams where like I get out of work and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna run home.
Yeah.
Which I mean makes sense for some people, but I live 50 miles away from my job.
Yeah.
But it only took me a couple hours. It was great.
I've done that with push-ups. For me in dreams, like I'll start doing push-ups and just do like 200 in a row, and I'm like, this is easy. I could be like the fittest guy on the planet if I just do this all day long.
Right. Yeah, I think for me it's like It's usually getting into fights with people, and I just like decimate them because I can like activate superpowers and stuff. I'm one of the few people who can actually control their dreams. I don't know if you guys ever have that ability. But then there's also one time where I was on this roller coaster, and this isn't the nightmares I'm going to get to. This is just kind of fun, pouncing off of my coast here. But there's one time I was at like an amusement park, and the roller coaster I was riding on, like as it's speeding up the like top arc before the big drop, like detaches from the rails, and so here goes this car. Like I'm the only single passenger riding on it. It's like, oh no, I'm about to hit the ground and crash and die. And then literally in my dream I just told myself, no, just tuck and roll, you'll be fine. So as the thing's about to like hit the ground, I just tuck and roll. I'm like, no, nothing broken, I'm good. I just walk away from the accident like nothing happened.
When I had that dream, I flew out of the roller coaster cart and I did die.
Well, no, see, that's what I did though. Is I flew out and you didn't tuck and roll.
I never die in my dreams. I've had that too. Like in my case, it was like we live in a 2-story house,
right? And
I was running on the second floor and forgot to stop at the stairs and just ran right off the second floor,
like a Looney Tunes character.
But yeah,
did you leave like a U-shaped hole in the wall?
It just holds up a sign saying "Help."
Well, no, I didn't hit a wall. I just like ran off the stairs. I was running so fast that I completely passed the stairs and continued to fly down to the first floor. But I just tucked and rolled and I was fine. I was like, that was kind of cool. Why don't I do that every day to get downstairs?
Should that be the phrase of the week, tuck and roll?
Tuck and roll? Nah, we can do better than that.
All right.
But yeah.
All right.
It's too early. We need to hold them till the end of the episode.
All right,
Stick around.
We'll see what happens. All right. So moving on to my actual spooky nightmares, because holy crap, man. Okay, there have been several different occasions. Hello? I'm good? Okay, you can just edit this all out. Yeah. All right. So yeah, several different occasions where I've had nightmares, where there was. I'll start with like kind of going from like least to worst. One of them was this. It was like this dream where I forget how young I was, but I remember that night I had gone to sleep with my parents, so I was like in between them, like like kids do. And I remember waking up, and it's one of those dreams that felt real, so that's what makes it even more frightening. But I wake up in the middle of the night between my parents, and as I'm waking up, my eyes are still kind of groggy. I go to open them fully, and I see this like freakish alien standing over the bed, and it's looking at me like about to grab me and pull me out of the bed. And so, I start screaming bloody murder, and the alien back at me starts screaming as well. It's just like this weird screechy scream, and then like it wakes up my parents when it starts screaming, and then they start freaking out too. They're like, what the heck? And so it runs down the hallway and like tries to get out of the house, and my dad, being the protector of our family, he like runs down the hallway to chase after it and go take care of it. And then like you hear crashing and banging, all the stuff in the kitchen and stuff, but then like as he comes back to the room, like after everything quiets down, I just had this feeling that that's not my dad. Like the alien like either ate him, abducted him, and then formed itself to be my dad. But it's like I knew there was something different, and it was not my father who came back into the room that night. And it was just like freaking me out, man, because it was just like I said, it felt real. It didn't have any kind of crazy cartoony thing aside from just aliens being in my room, but it was just like real life, real craziness going on. And then
based on real life.
Based on real life, this happened. My dad's not real. No, no, I love my dad, but no. So that was one nightmare. That was the one I forgot to start out with. I have a lot of at a point I had a lot of those like sleep terror dreams where like you have sleep paralysis and you can't move. Yeah. And like those ones would freak me the freak out. Like I mean, it's just I'd have to repeat myself, but yeah, just like I'd sit there and I'd open my eyes and I'd just like stiff, can't talk, can't speak, can't move my arm, my toes, anything, and I'm just looking over out of the corner of my eye and I just see people looking at me like are weird, creepy, demonic figures.
Yeah.
So that was another like reoccurring theme.
I've had one like that.
Yeah, the sleep terrors.
Yeah, one time, I sleep at school overnight, like.
No, yeah.
Since I don't live out there, so oftentimes I'll sleep in my truck. And there was one time I was sleeping in my truck, and I wake up, and I get this chill that just goes down my entire body, and then I'm sitting and I can't move, and I could hear I don't know how much of this I was actually awake for,
right?
But in this. I could hear something outside my truck just kind of moving around. I could sense there was something there, but I couldn't move. In my entire life, that was probably the most scared I've ever been. Yeah.
Gosh, man. Yeah. And again, like most of these things, like I said, because I at this point in my life, I do control my dreams for the most part. It's just like earlier on when I was a kid, that's when these nightmares would really like get to me because it's just like, what the frick? I'm a kid. I can't do anything. And like this is the worst one, right? And then we'll actually talk about later on for like the entertainment portion what our scariest movies are, and this will kind of probably hint at what mine is. But my worst nightmare I ever had was me, my sister, and my mom all being chased by Freddy Krueger. For those of you that don't know, and I mean, he's pretty iconic, but not in a good way. Freddy Krueger is this like monster of a person who has like these bladed this bladed glove on his hand that he uses to like slash and claw up his victims. Like, but he can also haunt you and kill you in your dreams. Like, so it just made it like 10 times worse because it was literally a dream that I was having of Freddy Krueger. And so like this whole time. Again, he's coming after me, my mom, and my sister, like I said, and we're doing everything we can to run away from him. And it's just like, it's futile efforts. We like, try to run out, one through one building, and he finds us in there. We try to hide somewhere. He finds us. We try to do this. We try to do that. He keeps finding us, and like, it gets to one point where we're in like this Jeep or this car, and we're driving as fast as we can to get away from him. And he literally like calls up this zombie army to come after us and like just kind of surround us. And so we're doing everything we can. We run the car out till it has no gas in it. Then we get out of the car, we're trying to find somewhere else, and then eventually we just get stuck and cornered, and we're stuck there. And my like he's got the army surrounding us, and he comes up to us, and he's just kind of in the front of the pack, and he's about to kill us. And my mom at the last second goes, wait, like, look, take me, kill me, but don't kill my kids. Like, you can have me, just spare their lives, kind of thing. And in the dream, I'm freaking out, I'm frantic, I'm crying, and I'm just like, Mom, don't do it, because you're our only protector left. If he takes you, he's going to kill us. He's lying to you right now. Like, I'm screaming at her, like with tears in my eyes and just freaking out. And she's like, no, it's okay. We'll do this. But then I had to sit there as she goes to sacrifice herself, and he starts, like, again, this is why I said viewer discretion advised, listener discretion advised. He starts carving my mom, like slowly just killing her, just like taking his time with it, like in front of me and everything. And go figure, sure enough, after he gets done killing my mother in front of my eyes, he's like, guess who's next? And like comes after me and my sister again after, and thankfully at that point I had woken up. I didn't really get tortured too much, but it was just like, it was like one of those dreams you wake up and you're just crying. Like, you don't know how to handle it. You're just you're done. You're done for the day before it even starts.
That was a wild story to hear from a dude with fox ears on his head.
Yeah, thank you. That'll be fun.
Panda ears.
Fox ears.
Kamiho ears.
But yeah, so that was that. And then, so from transitioning from nightmarish horrors, do you guys have any real life horror stories that have happened to you? Like things in real life that have scared you? Like, whether it was an encounter or, just, I don't know.
One time I missed my entire college final.
Oh.
That's probably cringing a lot of our listeners. It was a
Tuesday-Thursday class, and I thought the final was on Thursday, but it was actually on Tuesday.
Ooh. That's horrifying.
I sent a groveling email to the professor. And he let me come in and take it. So it ended okay, but that was a really stressful,
really big heart
few
attack.
Hours there.
Yeah, that counts.
That's what I figure. Yeah, I figure most of you guys, or either of you two, will probably have like college stories or stuff like that. There's like one story in particular that like really sticks out to me that I'll get to, but like I said, I'll let you guys go first on this.
Well, I was attacked by bees. I don't know if I have anything else. Like, you guys have heard that story before.
I think so. That was when you were camping, your brother, and your dad.
Yeah, we got swarmed by bees, and we were stuck in the rocks.
Yeah,
I almost went on that hike with you guys.
Man,
yeah,
good call not to go.
I know.
Good thing it was just the men.
Well, Dad even said at one point, he was like, "It's a good thing you didn't come because I don't think I could have gotten 3 kids out of that."
Right.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that being said, this one was, and again, this is not a dream at this point. Like, I'm no longer talking about dreams, so just, be warned on that. One time when me and my sister used to go to Calvary Chapel here in town, she went on one of those, like, I don't remember if it was high school or junior high retreats. And so, I'm like 3 years younger than her, so I wasn't able to go on it. She goes, and it was over the weekend. It wasn't too long, but I was telling my parents, like, oh, I really miss my sister. I really miss Lauren. I want to hang out with her. And they said, like, oh, well, maybe, maybe to help kind of ease your pain or, ease you missing her so much, just spend the night in her room. Like, you just sleep in her bed or something. I'm like, oh, okay, that, makes sense. Your parents, they're trying to help you out. And so I go in there, wake up, whatever time in the morning it is, it's dark. I don't really have a clock near my bed. But as I wake up, I look at the foot of the bed, and there's a silhouette of a figure just standing over the bed. And I didn't see his eyes, but I could tell he was just staring at me the whole time. I was like waking up, and I just like, I don't know what possessed me to not do this, but I didn't scream at all. I just sat there and like, I'm in terror, like I'm in shock. Don't get me wrong, but I just, like I said, I see the outline. It's a tall figure. Like, Luke, you're taller than me by at least, good 3-4 inches.
Yeah, like a foot.
Yeah, not a foot, but no, this guy made you look like a dwarf. He was like, again, like 7 feet tall, whatever, and like I said, just lurking over the bed, staring at me, and it almost looked like he was wearing a suit. And this is before Slender Man crap was even around. I know that's just a made up myth anyway, if you really do your research. But no, this thing was just standing over the bed, lurking, staring at me, not making a sound, which just made it even weirder. Because like as I wake up, I'm like slowly pulling the covers off of me, slowly getting out of bed, slowly getting like to the door so I can try to get out to my parents and like be like, hey, I had a nightmare, I need to sleep with you guys. And I can just tell, like, as I'm sitting there fiddling with the doorknob trying to get out, like he doesn't bother to move anywhere else. He just kind of spins around like where he's standing in place and just once again staring at me, looking at me the whole time. I'm just like, just don't turn around, just don't turn around, just don't turn around. I'm just like again freaking out internally, but some reason not like screaming my head off. And I'm just like, I open the door and I go to my parents. I'm like, there's somebody in there, like help me out here because something's going crazy. I don't know if I am or there's something in that room, but I need help. Like, ugh. That one, like I said, I woke up. There was not a dream state or anything. I went to the bathroom shortly after, as you can imagine, as a kid. But, I told my parents, I'm just like, what the crap just happened? And I think my sister, I can't remember, I'd have to talk to her again. I'm not sure if she ever said she experienced something like that where she thought she saw someone standing over the bed as well. And I'm just like, ugh, our house was like haunted for a bit or something.
I used to have that. Like, it's a pretty similar thing. Like, I remember when I was really young and I used to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Like, standing on the stairs would be this, like, big cloaked figure just staring at me as I would go. And, like, it seemed to be a normal thing. Like, it was enough where I was like, oh, it's creepy, but I'm going to the bathroom. Like, I don't know if it was just, like, a reoccurring dream that I had that turned into sort of a memory at this point. But, yeah, I don't know what the deal was. And, like, our dog, his name was Dudley.
Right.
The big fat dog was just sitting there. And I was like...
He wasn't barking.
I was like, dude, like... Whatever. So I'll go to the bathroom, go back to my bed all the time, looking at this guy like,
oh, gosh, it's like what is it with it? They always seem like they're wearing suits, and I'm just like,
oh, this was a cloak. This
just
was
a cloak.
like,
oh, so like he had like the hood over.
This was like the third ghost from A Christmas Carol.
Christmas, okay, yeah. Gosh, man,
they were like point, like
super ghoulish, yeah,
yeah,
ugh. Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. It happened, and I didn't like it at all. But yeah. So that was. That was one of the scary moments in my entire life. I could probably go into times where I maybe almost died or whatever, but I mean like that's maybe another podcast we'll talk about that. Yeah. So that being said, we've talked about nightmares and dream life. We've talked about somewhat spooky hauntings we've experienced in real life as well. But what I want to ask you guys is, what do you consider to be like your worst fear? Kind of thing, like is it being buried alive, drowning, whatever else, like? And I can go ahead and kick this one off and give you guys time to think, but this, I know I'll probably sound crazy after this podcast, but one of the fears that keeps coming into my head, right? Have you guys heard of those like was it like soundproof chambers where you can just climb inside of them, and basically it's so quiet in there that you don't hear any noise outside. You basically just hear your own like guts and intestines like making noise and stuff. Like that's how quiet it is. Like that's, you start hearing everything else that you don't normally hear on a regular basis. My fear, and I don't know why, is like, because it's like part of me would think like, oh, that'd be kind of fun to experience, but a fear that keeps popping into my head as of late is if I ever go to experience one of these soundproof chambers, I go in there, thinking, oh, this is gonna be fun, and the second that door closes, no one's getting me out. Like, and you're just stuck in a soundproof chamber. No one hears you. Like, you're just stuck in there to starve and live out the rest of your days. And like, you're sitting there freaking out, panicking, and everyone else is just like pretty much watching you like on a camera screen, just like, oh, yep, this is what it was all, going towards. Like, this is like, he didn't know it, but we were just wanting to get him here so we can just watch him die slowly. Like, and like the whole thing just unravels at that point. Like, my whole life's been a sham. They just wanted me to die in this soundproof chamber.
I have heard with those rooms, like, it's a really like psychologically wrecking experience. Like, I think the most anyone's ever stayed in one of those rooms is like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I have something to say about that.
Oh, gosh.
To put your fears at ease, that's a little bit more myth than it is fact. I saw a video of a guy who wanted to put this to the test, so he had like a documentary crew with him and everything. They went in there, and I think it's on some college campus somewhere. They have one of these, so some university. But anyway, he went in there. He did an hour, and he was like, it was uncomfortable and not fun, but It wasn't psychologically terrifying or anything. So I think it's probably a little bit more exaggerated than.
Well, but see, this is how crazy my mind overthinks things. It's like that guy's just a plant to get me to go into one of those things, and he's just setting me up. Like, I'm telling you, that's how crazy my mind gets. And like, I know it shouldn't be that crazy, but it is. Like, I'm just like,
That's
I don't
hilarious.
know. I don't know if I ever want to get near a soundproof chamber because of that fear. Like,
This studio is soundproof.
oh God. But yeah, so that's my worst fear as of late. But how about yourselves?
I wouldn't say it's my. I don't know if I would say it's my worst fear, but I am particularly afraid of spiders. The fatter and hairier the legs, the worse it is. I don't know why that's my rule, but that's my rule. Like daddy long legs, they don't creep me out at all. But anything with like hairy legs,
Like tarantulas.
tarantulas do not like tarantulas.
I have hairy legs.
Yeah, but not 8 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw a list, like a photo list article thing, where it was just like tarantula feet. Did you know tarantulas have like tiny little feet?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
with
they have
like
little claws.
yeah, and so it was just supposed to be like, look at all these adorable tarantula feet, and I'm just like squirming the entire time I'm scrolling
Yep.
through this list. It's just
That's hilarious.
Nope. Yeah, I don't. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I kind of had a few freakouts with spiders when I was young, but I'm not arachnophobic. It just like there was one time where a spider was literally on my glasses frame and literally right near the peripheral of my eye, and I didn't scream or anything. So I know I'm not arachnophobic anymore, but my dad wants to claim that I am. But whatever. But yeah, spiders just suck. It's like when they get the jump on you, that's when they scare you, or at least me. That's when they scare me. I can't. If I see a spider out in the open, I'm like, okay, I'll smash it with my hand. Like that's how like over it I am.
no. If
But-
I see a spider, I'm like, Dylan, come smash this.
Yeah, and I do. I'm the Hulk.
Dude, one time I was sitting down on a chair. On a chair. Why did I include that detail?
I was sitting
down
midair.
on a chair.
Magic carpet. I mean, what else do you want to throw in there?
I don't know.
Could've
Okay,
been
anyway.
a beanbag.
And I looked at the elbow, which was on my arm, and
The weenus.
and there was like a big spider on there.
Ugh.
And I was horrified.
Uh-huh.
Luckily for me, I don't. Maybe this is a bad thing. Like if we're talking about survival instincts, but
Right.
I'm pretty good at suppressing my
Like your initial
flinching.
jump. Yeah.
So I looked at it. I was like, "Oh shoot!" So I just shook it off and squished it.
Nice.
But yeah, that was creepy. I have there are two fears. I wouldn't say they're my worst fears, but they're strange things to be scared of.
Okay.
Fans, like big fans, I think are
Like
a little bit scary.
propellers?
Like
yeah,
Willy Wonka chocolate factory fans, like that big
like even the
jet
kind,
plane.
like anything that's approaching 4 feet.
Okay.
Like I don't know. It's just I guess it's big and powerful and like
can chop you up.
yeah.
Was it because of Indiana Jones?
I don't think so.
Propellers.
Airplane propellers aren't as scary to me,
Right.
but
Yeah. No, I've seen some movies where air vents can get pretty dangerous.
yeah, I don't know what it is. So like that's a little creepy to me. And then big things underwater
Ooh.
are also a scary idea to me. Like
Yeah, I could see that.
I can imagine like if I'm out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean or something, and then like a blue whale comes up
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
brushes against my foot. That would be horrifying to me,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's not going to eat me or anything. It's not any danger at all.
Just the
The
fact
ocean
that
is
this.
just so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how big things can be. And then to combine those two, the idea of being behind the propeller of a boat, like a big
Oh, gosh.
Titanic propeller as it's spinning in the water, that's a horrifying thought to me. I can't imagine like being forced to sit behind one of those as it's trying to spin the water and start moving forward.
Gosh,
That's freaky to me.
You know,
and I don't know why.
I have another oddball fear like that.
What's that?
Big dandelion plants.
I
Like
can
when the
see it.
stem gets all thick and everything, gives me the creeps. And I think it's because of Jumanji.
Oh yeah, the plant
That scene where the plant is just like overgrowing everything. Like ever since then, it's like it's a combination of that and then
How about in Pan?
the rumor weed in
Or
VeggieTale.
How about in Hook? Did that scene where he's like going down in Wonderland and all the flowers are like sniffing him?
Oh yeah,
Was that creepy to you at all?
I mean, they just kind of reminded me of dogs.
that was just kind of
Really?
fun. Yeah.
yeah.
I
But-
remember thinking like this would be a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I
in
remember
real
mom
life.
would send me out and, to take care of all the weeds in the yard. And if I saw like a great big like dandelion plant like that, I just had to like kind of grit my teeth and get through it. They give me the creeps. I don't like them.
Yeah, Luke, when you were talking about your fear of like being in the ocean, like something bigger than you out there, I for a while I think I kind of wanted to be a director, and who knows? I don't know what God has in store for me, but we'll see what happens with that.
like a movie director.
Yes, correct. But yeah, so like as you were sitting there, I'm just like visually in my head, and I don't know why I did this. It just made it worse for myself when you're talking about your fear here. But I'm just like, I'm picturing myself, same thing, like out in the middle of the ocean, and like you just kind of duck down under the water for a second, and it's like you just look and you just see a vast expanse of blue, and you're just underwater, and then you just see that big shape coming from a distance, slowly but surely making its way into your focus, and how like, and then you start to realize like, oh frick, that's a giant shark coming
It's like
right
in
for him.
Finding Nemo.
Like, oh my god, but like more horrifying, it's a monster that's gonna eat me. Because like I love sharks, don't get me wrong, but I mean like just thinking there's a giant big thing out there that can just wreck your life in an instant. Ugh.
When they see the whale in Finding Nemo, this exact scenario happened. They just see this
we're
massive shadow coming at them, and then it eats them.
But we're talking fears. I mean, who cares about a fish eating krill?
I mean, if you're
That was my actual example.
I don't care.
Invalidated. Wow.
Luke, have you heard about the big bloop?
The big bloop.
The big bloop was this sound that was recorded on like the bottom of the ocean floor,
yes.
and no one knows what it is, but it's just this crazy sound that could be something alive, could be some kind of geological movement.
That's fascinating.
It's-
As long as it doesn't come up to me while I'm stranded in the middle of the ocean and brush against my foot.
Yeah, no, they confirmed it was not a whale or anything like that. It's just like, what the frick is the sound?
Yeah,
But
because here's the
big
thing,
bloop.
right? We know more about the surface of Mars than the surface of our ocean. So,
surface of
there
the ocean or
could
just
be-
the ocean in general?
well, the surface, I mean, we haven't been all over the bottom of our own ocean.
Well, no, but you said surface of the ocean. I'm thinking top of the ocean.
The surface of the ocean floor.
Okay.
The ocean floor. Yeah.
There we go.
Surface floor. Wait, what?
Yeah, so like there could be like massive creatures, like even bigger than the blue whale, that we just don't know about because they're in a place where we can't find them.
It's a megalodon.
It's Loch Ness.
Dun, dun, dun,
Wait, the
Kraken.
Loch Ness monster.
dun. All right.
Is the Kraken real, though? Find out in another episode.
It made the bloop.
All right. So yeah, transitioning. We'll start to become a little more lighter now. So the other day I saw a post on Facebook, and it asked like, okay, or presented this scenario: you are a burglar, but instead of stealing things, you do things to inconvenience someone's life. What do you do? And so,
Oh my goodness.
me and Sarah, we saw this the other night when we were at Chili's, and I thought of a handful, and she'll go over hers in a second. But so some of the more mischievous things I thought of, like, okay, I think I'll try to say like build up to the best one. One that would be kind of fun is instead of laundry, or not laundry, but dishwashing detergent, replace that with soap. And then that way, like, they go to wash their dishes and then just bubbles come spurting out everywhere, like, fill up their kitchen. I think that one could be pretty fun. Moving recliners, like, because you want to like get a full recline on it. When you're sitting your lazy boy, move them just slightly closer to the wall so they can't really recline as much. The second most menacing thing I had was if people have like DVD Blu-ray cases, swap out all the movies and stuff to like confuse them and make them think like, where's this movie at?
Dude, that could be hours.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
And like the last thing I think is my best option for ruining someone's life would be to unplug all the electronics in their house, but
Oh my
just
goodness.
keep the cord behind the wall so they don't see it
Dude.
unplugged.
One time, I got up super early in the morning. I think I was going to school or something. But I was going to make some Eggo waffles in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Somebody had unplugged the toaster, and I didn't know it. Do you know what happens when it's unplugged?
It still goes down. It just doesn't
Yeah.
heat up.
No. It doesn't even do that.
just
You
pops
click
back
it
up.
down, and it jumps back up immediately. So, like, at 5:30 in the morning, I'm sitting there. I try it again, and I'm getting furious. I'm like, and I finally realized that it was unplugged. So I plugged it in. It ruined my entire day.
See, exactly. So you either get someone early morning, or just picture someone coming off of like their work. They do a regular 9 to 5. They're tired. They're exhausted. They want to come home, relax, watch TV. They sit down in their chair that's a couple inches closer to the wall, but they don't realize it yet. They go to turn on the TV or the Blu-ray player, and nothing is
It's not
going
turning
on.
on.
Like, and then they have to then get up after their long day and be
Well,
like,
they'd probably
"Ugh."
swap the batteries out on the remote first.
Oh, that too. Yes. Yeah, they think it was the
Like, that's
the
what I would
remote.
do. I wouldn't think that my TV was unplugged, because why would my TV be unplugged?
Who does that? I do that. But yeah, so those were some of the mischievous ideas that I came up with. I thought they were pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
And so Sarah will go second, and then
Yeah.
Luke, if you think of anything.
Okay, so the first thing that came to my mind with this was to take like an end table or something and just move it a couple inches out. Like, just go straight for that pinky toe.
Yeah. So you get used to walking around your house, and then it's just bam.
Because you don't think you're used to that, but you are. And if you make a little move like that, you're gonna jack yourself up.
Yep.
Nice.
And then I also thought if you take 2 cabinets in their kitchen and swap the contents.
Ooh.
So like food for dishes
So
or
yeah, you're used to getting your mugs out of this cabinet, but now they're all the way on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And
I know we're evil people.
well, we're people that have a house.
That's
So-
true. Yeah, we think about what would.
And I live in a house.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've never had to make like the decisions about like where do I want my mugs to live? Where do I want this end table to be?
That's true, but I've also have never known them in another place. If somebody were to do that, it would ruin my entire life.
You ever have that kind of digressing while Sarah looks over her list? Have you ever had those experiences where you go over to a friend's house and you know exactly where the dishes are? And
No.
No, never.
No, I'm not good at that.
I'm pretty good. I think I'm like maybe missed one out of the several friends I've been over when I was younger. Of course, I don't go
Yeah.
over their house now. But yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so this was kind of my favorite one that I thought of. You flip the toilet paper roll around the other way,
Ooh.
and then you find where they keep their toilet paper and move it.
Dang, when they run out, they are screwed.
Because they're gonna run out, and then they're gonna have to do that awkward waddle.
You got to do the
to get the
waddle,
roll, and then it's not there.
or you just scream from the toilet like, "Where's the toilet paper?"
Like, what do you do? What's your game plan from there?
That is the biggest reason I was grateful to have siblings.
Oh, for the toilet paper. Yes.
Bring me toilet paper.
Yep. And then just leave it right outside the door. You grab it, and you're good.
But then your friend wouldn't know where they were either.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've got one to go along with that.
Okay.
Get some really clear and unnoticeable tape and tape the toilet paper.
I get it.
Just like
Yes.
They can't-
rolling it and rolling it.
Can't find the end of it.
Oh my gosh.
And then when you finally do, you probably rip through like another
Yeah, 2 or 3
couple
layers.
layers. So yeah, there's that one. Replace a bar of soap with like a good bar of white chocolate.
Oh gosh.
So they just like lather chocolate
Yeah.
in there.
It's sticky.
Oh man. I had another one. I'm trying to remember it now.
That's pretty maniacal, though. I mean,
Oh.
shoot, man, getting covered because, like, you think about that, you're trying to get clean, and then you just get
I've
sticky.
heard of one where you paint clear nail polish all over the bar of soap, so you rub it in your hands, but it
Yes.
doesn't lather, and so you're
Oh
just
my
there like
goodness.
rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, but it's doing nothing.
Oh, there's this one, Sarah. We've tried this one. Take a screenshot of the desktop of somebody's computer.
Oh yeah,
Make that
then make
the
that-
background.
Oh,
the
yeah.
and then
screensaver.
get rid of all the contents on the desktop.
Yeah,
Yes, they're just clicking and clicking. Ah!
yeah, that was pretty fun.
Of course, that doesn't work as well now that they have toolbars.
yeah.
Jerks at Microsoft.
Gosh, man, we're
But
trying
how-
to prank people.
How about this? I've got a couple more. You could, of course, just untie their shoes, like all of their shoes.
All right,
But some people
they already do
already
that.
do that. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely a slide on. I just
Yeah.
it's for convenience.
Depends on the shoe.
you can also take out the sole of their shoe,
Oh my gosh.
which would suck. And then this last one. I know this from experience.
Okay.
If you go to bed and your pillow isn't there,
Ah.
it's the worst. Okay? Because like I said, I sleep at school some nights. So sometimes I'll leave my pillow in my truck.
Right.
And I'll get all in my pajamas and go to bed, lay down, and just boom, my head.
Oh.
I mean, it's the mattress, so it's not like a hard
Right.
plot, but it's that
still-
moment where you realize
I gotta get up.
I got to get up and get my pillow. So
Yeah.
I take their pillow and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's pretty inconvenient and sucky.
What if you took every item in their closet and flipped the hanger so it's going around the other way?
Ooh, that could be bad, but some people naturally
Yeah.
do it the other way.
It's kind of like the shoe thing. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah.
If you keep your hangers pointed the other way, please message this podcast and tell us why.
Okay, one thing you were talking about, Luke,
And what happened to you as a child that made you do that?
when we were talking about bathroom stories or things to prank in the bathroom, and this is more kind of like a prank, I guess, but I guess that's what they're getting at with the whole mischievousness of like you're a burglar but you don't steal things. I would always like I think it'd be fun to saran wrap the toilet bowl.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that.
Because it's like, okay, like I know there's the obvious thing where it's like someone goes to pee and then it starts like spraying everywhere, but just think if someone had to do a number 2 and then
Yeah.
saran wrap on the toilet bowl, it just
Oh,
comes
my
creeping
goodness.
back in the front of them like, ah!
I've got 2 more now.
Okay. And then we'll move on.
Dylan, you know of this, the upper tanker.
The upper decker, you mean?
Upper decker, yeah.
Oh gosh.
So just when you break into their house, you don't go in the toilet. You take off
Just leave one
right
in there.
in the tank.
Yeah, the back of the bowl.
Yeah, so in the fresh water
That'd be like
tank.
the weirdest thing to discover after getting your house broken
Yeah,
into.
Oh my
and
God.
there's only one way to fix it.
You're like, they didn't steal anything, but they
left
pooped
me-
in the top deck of my toilet.
They left me a gift.
Oh man! And then this last one.
Okay.
If they have a cat, leave a couple of human-sized turds in the
Oh,
cat
the litter box.
Can you imagine the horror when they
Oh my
walk in
God.
there? They're like, what the heck?
I once
This
read-
cat is not doing so well.
I once read a story online where someone said when they were a kid, like 7 or 8, they thought it'd be fun to poop in the cat's litter box.
That's what it was.
They did this at like a family reunion, and next thing you know, someone comes out, they're like, hey, I think there's something wrong with the cat.
Yeah.
Everyone at this family reunion is talking about what could be wrong with the cat that's leaving human-sized turds.
And the person's just sitting there cringing the whole time. Yeah, because I couldn't remember. Okay, so I'm glad we did have a story because I couldn't remember if it was something like that or if it was like a comedian. Because I'm like, this sounds really familiar. Like I think someone's done this, but same great
I
results
think
if
it's
you want to
just a
try
viral
it.
internet story.
Yeah, it's just oh my gosh.
Hey, out of curiosity for the listeners, we want to ask you guys a question.
All right,
What do you think of a bonus episode that's just the random stuff?
just random.
It would be an extended random section just for you guys. Let us know what you think of that idea, and maybe we'll make that happen one of these days.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. We got enough to talk about most of the time, so all right. But with that being said, we are wrapping up the randoms and moving into the entertainment portion of the podcast. Beautiful every time.
Harmony.
All right, so sticking in line with our Halloween-themed episode, what was the scariest movie you guys ever saw?
Fourth Kind.
Ooh,
The fourth kind did
yes.
it for me.
Mia Jovovich.
Yeah, Mia Jovovich,
Jovovich,
of
my
Resident
bad.
Evil fame.
She's beautiful. Mia,
So
come on the show.
Well, here's the premise, right? They set it up to be like kind of a mockumentary kind of thing.
Well, not even a
where-
documentary. They set it up to be a documentary.
Right. They set it up to where it's supposed to be Mila is portraying this person that these events actually happened to.
Yeah.
So it's like a dramatization of the archive footage that they sometimes show side by side.
Yeah.
So they set it up so it's like this was an actual event that happened, and there's all these tapes about it, and it's all about like alien abductions
Oh,
and stuff.
like a dramatic recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so like what she was saying is they'll show you like, hand cam, like, family home video recording footage, and they'll put it side by side comparison with like the actors acting out
Yeah.
the roles. And
Yeah,
you're just
I
like,
remember that.
yeah, it's like, ugh.
And so it's all about like this small town. I guess it's not a small town. Nome's kind of one of like the more prominent towns in Alaska.
Yeah, I
but
guess. I don't really know
that keeps
Alaska.
experiencing all these abductions, and all these people are seeing weird things in their sleep. And Mila Jovovich
Is a psychiatrist.
is a psychiatrist who is working with all these people that are having these weird sleep experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband just died, and she thinks it's from the same thing. And it plays really heavily on the whole sleep paralysis concept.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of one of my fears, even though I never experienced it.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary experience. I'll let you know that from
Yeah, I know. Everything I hear about it is like, it is one of my fears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it really plays heavily on that. I don't want to.
Spoil the ending. What?
Well, here's the thing, right? When I saw this, I thought the footage was real.
Right.
Like, apparently it was really obvious to some people that the quote unquote real footage was just fake. I didn't think that.
Right.
So I totally bought into the premise that all this archival footage
Happened.
was real.
Yeah.
And it was freaking me out.
Well, no, I mean, like, there are movies that do that, and again, because it's like, you think of any average movie-going experiencer, movie-going person, whatever, I don't know what the term is, it slipped at me, but, yeah, no, so you think of any common person, they're not going to go do, like, super in-depth research before seeing a movie, and then they see something like that, where the actors themselves come out saying, like, this is all based on true events, this happened, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's how it starts. Mila
Yeah.
comes out and she says, so what you're about to see is the events that happened in Nome, Alaska between, this time and this
yeah.
time. And this is all real footage we're about to show you. It may be extremely disturbing. In the end, what you believe is yours to decide.
Yeah, and so it's like they set it up that way, and so it's like, you go in there like, holy crap, this is real, like, and so it's like I think they did the same thing with even like the publicity for like the Blair Witch Project. Like that was the one that kind of really iconicized it. Like before the movie released, they had like online videos being like circulated, like before viral videos were a thing, but this became a viral video and got everyone freaking out because they would see this like home documentary footage. Same thing, these people going out and then like, you know, start dropping like flies or whatever else. So it was just like there are movies that go that route of being like, nope, this is based on a true story. But I mean, you know, it's I always harken back to that line from No Country for Old Men. Good movie if you haven't seen it, where Tommy Lee Jones is talking in a cafe with one of the other actors, and you know, he says something about like he tells this person in an earlier conversation, like, you know, oh, this is a story I heard, and the person asks him like, you know, oh, was that all real? And he's like, well, you know, 'tis true, it is a story, like kind of thing. And so it's like, yeah, it's a real story, but is it a real story or just a real story? You know. So yeah, but either way, it's like, yeah, I totally understand that because it freaked me out when I first saw it. I was like, geez, I'm gonna get nightmares from this. Like,
yeah, because there's like it starts out like simple enough. You see people having psychological problems, and the next thing you know, like people are levitating in the footage,
right?
And you're like, what the heck is actually going on here?
Yeah. I think,
and I know that's probably when it should have dawned on me that the archival footage was faked, but it did not. I bought it.
Yeah. I think for me, like I said earlier, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and not that I was going out of my way to like be frightened by these, but I remember there was one time where I guess my parents were on a date night and my brother had his friends over and they were doing their own little movie night. This is back when he's in high school. I'm, you know, I think almost a decade younger than him. And so I was in the back bedroom, like playing with a bunch of toys and stuff, but I wanted to come out for either like a drink or, you know, bite of food or something, whatever the heck it was. And so as I'm turning the kitchen, the way our house was set up, at least the one I grew up in, is there's, you know, you have the front door, living room, and then the kitchen is like, you know, the next room over. But the hallway is when you first walk in the house, you go to the right, and then, you know, there's the hallway, all the different rooms. And so I had to come out of the hallway, and so you have to go through the living room to then get to the kitchen. But as I walk through the living room, there's my brother and his friends watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and I just walk in on a horrific scene of, again, Freddy Krueger attacking somebody. So that's probably where that other nightmare stems from, you know, childhood trauma. Then the other one that kind of freaked me out for a while was The Ring. Like the whole, you watch this tape, and 7 days you're going to die. You know, and so it's just like, you know, I saw both those movies at a really young age, so I was really impressionable and like, you know, really frightening to witness and see. So yeah, those are probably my two biggest that I've ever experienced.
Mine is kind of similar to Sarah's. It's another alien movie, and the reason is because this one is based on a true story. Fire in the Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird story. There were these guys. Do you remember what state it was in?
I don't know. Something Midwest or something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's a foresty
Iowa
area. But anyway, they were driving along through these mountains at one point in the night, and apparently, as according to the story, were abducted by aliens.
Well, just the one guy was abducted.
Oh yeah,
Just
the other guys. The other guys made it out
and
of
then
there.
he comes back a few days later.
Yeah, so he comes back a few days later, like traumatized, and he's like a little bit beaten up.
They find him like naked and curled up in a corner somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. They end up doing these interviews. So they first interview the guys that were with him when this happens, because they witnessed this like bright light and this, you know, the fire in the sky, the abduction. They saw that happen. All three of these guys, the two guys that didn't get abducted and the one that did get abducted, they did this huge investigation and put them on lie detectors. They passed every single test.
Ooh.
Everything that happened, they truly believe happened.
And then
That's
there's
the
the
scary
scene
part
with the
for me.
guy's actual abduction experience.
Yeah. So they dramatized the actual abduction experience and show what was going on. The aliens doing experiments on them. Yeah. So the idea that's scariest to me is that regardless of it whether it's real or not, I don't think they got abducted by aliens, but they believe they did. Mm-hmm. That's freaky to me. Those poor guys. I feel bad for them.
Gosh, man.
This is a true story. They actually passed lie detectors. There was an actual investigation.
He said this. What was the movie called again? Or
Fire in the Sky.
was that based on the Lights Over Phoenix, or is that something?
No.
Something
It was in a woodland area.
Woodland. Okay, yeah. Because I know there's been several. I think there was one video or movie we saw like a few years back that was based on that. This, I think it was called, wasn't it like Phoenix Lights or something?
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't good.
It was. I was like kind of excited. I'm like, oh hey, they're actually doing like an alien movie in the theaters for once. Like I hadn't seen one in a while, and then it was just kind of like, yeah, you don't really see any aliens, but yeah, it was supposed to be based on the Lights Over Phoenix, Arizona, like I was talking about. But yeah, so speaking of aliens, Luke, guess what I did this week?
What did you do?
I bought my Star Wars tickets. Yes! For all you Wookiees out there. Yes. So I bought tickets opening night on Thursday. I'm going to be going with Sarah. We're going to have a lovely little date night.
Woo-hoo.
On Friday, I have tickets to go see it again with my friend, John and Tim Wiseman. Shout out. Oh, and Daniel. Daniel, you're also coming. And then Saturday, Luke, me and you going to go see it in the Dolby Theater, man. If you've never been to AMC and experienced our Dolby Cinema Theater, go check it out. It's so freaking amazing. The quality and everything. Oh, gosh, it's awesome.
You know what a balloon and I have in common right now?
You're super high?
We are pumped.
Oh. Okay, that's a lot better than what I was going to say. Or what I did say. Not even what I was going to say. But yes, dude, so if you haven't got your tickets yet, like, I mean, you can try to find them, but even when I was checking the day they went on sale on Monday, they were pretty much selling out theaters instantly, man. So if you weren't on there, like on Fandango, AMC, Regal, whatever, like, you're pretty much crap out of luck.
To give you a scale, they've done more pre-sale orders than Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So it's already past it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just it's crazy. I don't necessarily know that it'll take over Endgame, like overall.
I don't think it will overall.
But yeah, pre-sales for sure, because
Yeah.
it's just like, once, because Endgame is like something that people kind of went back for. It's like, I think with Star Wars, it's like, once you see it, like, all right, I saw it, I'll wait till it comes out.
I think so, yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I'm seeing it 3 times, but that's just because I have different groups going every time. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I told you on the few episodes back, Luke, after seeing all these trailers, they just keep pumping me up and up and up and up. And even this last one did the same thing. I just got super stoked, man. Oh
my goodness,
it's
the most recent trailer.
Yes.
You guys have all seen it, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, if you guys at home listening to this or wherever you are in your truck, whatever, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out when you get a chance, because this is going to be fun.
And it really hinted at the ultimate question. Are lightsabers waterproof?
Yeah, they
gosh.
finally put steam on the lightsabers.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was interesting to see the little attention to detail that they're doing.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Like, there seems to be a lot happening on maybe the moon of Endor, and like on the wreckage of the Death Star.
Yes.
Probably the second Death Star.
Right.
Emperor Palpatine seems to be
back.
back, and this is what I found interesting. You know the scene at the end of the trailer where he's moving toward Rey, and she's like kind of backing up.
Right, because he's like
Scared.
hovering towards her. Yeah.
Is he like in a hover chair, or is he in some like
I don't know, man.
mechanized suit, or
But, like-
what? How weird are they going to go with this? Because like there's like Star Wars Legends where Palpatine ends up coming back as like his spirit in a robot or whatever, like weird stuff. So I don't think they're going to go that nerdy with it, for lack of a
Right.
better word. But
Well, I know they did have like I don't know if you call it a cameo, but they did harken back to one of the original concept arts, like that, that throne chair they showed in the trailer where it has like the spikes and everything. That is from like original storyboard artwork and everything from the original director. Somebody wanted like in the storyline or something like that, and so they threw in like little Easter eggs and stuff like that. Like if you really know your stuff, I mean, obviously I can't even quite cite who the real guy was who made it, but yeah, it's so cool that they're getting like they're getting stuff that's like origin-esque, but then at the same time they're giving you this new awesome epic conclusion with this movie. So I'm super stoked for it. I know Last Jedi we were both kind of like, we'll see what, it wasn't really like a leave a good taste in our mouth movie.
it was worse than that. It was garbage.
Yeah, Luke's just flat out garbage with it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So if you haven't got your tickets, like I said, try to get them now while you can, if you can.
Yeah, and if you think I'm being just a jerk of a fanboy, go listen to our very first episode. I have evidence to back up why this is a bad movie from any standpoint.
Yeah.
It's not just bad for Star Wars fans. It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
go check out the first episode.
But one good thing with those Star Wars movies is they always have good soundtracks. Because who's the composer for their music?
John Williams.
John Williams.
Yeah, this is interesting. The soundtrack for the trailer was different.
Right.
They gave it like the poppy chord progression, the 6-4-1-5.
Yeah.
Other musicians know what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
he knows what it is.
But yeah, they put like a poppy chord progression behind it, and it was interesting. But that was not John Williams. That was adapted by someone else. But that got me thinking, like, John Williams has created some fantastic movie soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a couple approaches you can take when you make a movie soundtrack. You can either make it like background music, or take the approach that John Williams has, where it's like this has a melody, this has a theme, this is going to be good enough to stand on its own, and we're going to play it in the background.
Right.
And that's what I love about John Williams' music. Like, everybody has a theme. Leia has a theme. Leia and Han
Right.
have, like, a love theme. Luke Skywalker has a theme. Darth Vader has a theme. Go to Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones has a theme. The arc itself in the Raiders of the Lost Ark has a theme.
Right.
That I think is only in that one. Only when it references the Ark.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's good at coming up with these ideas, these melodies that come back over and over again. It doesn't distract you from the movie, but it
Enhances the
it
moment.
enhances the moment. You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I get this same feeling with this now. And then he can start putting that throughout the movie to point at a character without the character actually being there,
Right.
Yeah.
which is awesome.
And that's like one of the things like I've always said too. It's like I love music, and people don't really realize how powerful it is, because it's like if you put the wrong song or the wrong composed music, whatever else you want to call it, if you put the wrong thing in the wrong scene, then it's gonna just deflate it. It's not really gonna have that same punch or that impact. But when you have someone such as John Williams, and I'm not even just talking about him, but I mean like you think about like even a video game trailer, movie trailer, whatever else it may be, if the music is on point, that's what piques people's interest. It's like, because when they see the music going along with that, like you think about even a Scott Pilgrim that came out years ago, but that score on that, and even the soundtrack for that movie was freaking phenomenal. Guardians of the Galaxy, you think about that, they have like this, it was like 70s 80s music soundtracks and stuff that would just like really punch at the moments and stuff. Like you have good people who get on the composition end of that with music and backing up the scenes. When they nail their part, the movie is that much better. Like we just said, that enhances the moment by far. But that being said, I'm kind of rambling. Sarah, what other movies do you think have like really good soundtracks? With
Okay,
them?
so when I first added this to our roster, I was thinking of kind of reprising what I brought to the table last time when we were talking about our favorite Disney movies.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I was just thinking about, at work, I'm really in depth on this one project, and what I like to do is just listen to I listen really intensely to music, more so than I do usually, because I have to stay focused and just kind of isolated. And something I turn to a lot is like Disney movie soundtracks.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I wanted to, kind of talk about here. I know you said you weren't into like any of the Disney animated movies so much, but are there any of
No, I don't hate them. I'm just like again, I thought it was just favorite like kids movie or favorite Disney movie that's animated, and I mean, again, you guys said it was, but again, that's the whole Bug's Eye thing we'll get into later. But
so like aside from how much I enjoy the movie itself, sometimes I like to just pop on these soundtracks and just listen through the soundtrack of a movie and enjoy all the fun songs and everything. So I mean, obviously, A Hunchback is still one of my top ones because the music is one of the ones I love the most about that movie.
Right.
But I also really enjoy Tarzan.
Yes.
With Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah.
Brother Bear 2, where Phil Collins joined
I
in again.
liked Phil Collins better in Tarzan than Brother Bear.
Yeah,
Maybe, but
Phil Collins in the 90s was blowing up.
both still slap.
Yeah. I don't think I could really like because if I'm just trying to think of something off the top of my head for like great composition, like I don't know if I can necessarily think of a movie. I mean I did think of Scott Pilgrim, like I said, and a few others, but I think for me the most iconic would probably, it's a video game. It's Halo. The composition for the Halo soundtrack, the Halo video games, that is just, it's so iconic and breathtaking when you get to like immerse yourself in their world and you just see all these like background tracks come, or not see them, but you feel the music for the moment and everything. When you have you have soldiers dying on the battlefield around you, you're fighting through a tough battle, you're doing this, you're doing that, like just the grandeur of what the people who put the music, I think it's Martin O'Donnell is the composer's name, but yeah, when they put this stuff into the game and you just get a feel for what you're really experiencing right now, and it's mind-blowing to me. Like, it's so engaging. It's so thrilling. I love the way that they make the soundtracks for those games, and it's never disappointed me.
Oh, I also want to talk about The Prince of Egypt, which has like
Another
the
good one.
best opening song in any movie ever.
Deliver us.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it right now.
Oh my goodness.
I guess really the only one I remember from that movie is when she sends him off in the basket.
That's part of the first song.
That counts?
It's all
Okay.
part of the opening number.
Yeah, so I think that's more like
Yeah.
the instrumental base, but yeah, when they start showing the slaves and stuff in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 7-minute opening number, and it's like the best the best beginning to any movie, I would say.
Yeah. I really like the Hercules soundtrack.
Hercules is
They
great.
decide to put those
Gospel.
what are they called? The muses.
The muses.
Yes.
The gospel muses.
We are the muses.
Oh my goodness. Gospel music is fun. Like that, like gospel music has like a lot of different meanings. That's the kind of stuff that's super fun though.
Right.
Like of all the musicals that I've played bass in, like I wish I could have done that one because that would have been so fun to just sit there and read it and just be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, like I said, just great music goes a long way in movies, video games, whatever else. Like it's awesome all around. I'm glad we all enjoy music because I can't believe there are people out there who are actually like jaded towards music in general. Just like I don't like it. What do you do with your life?
People like that?
That's like in Mozart.
People are like
In
super hipsters.
Amadeus, Salieri's father was like that, and then he died. So
Well,
So
that'd be
if
a
you don't like
warning.
music, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think that wraps up our entertainment portion.
That's the last thing we say.
That's-
If you don't
that's-
like music, you're gonna die. So anyway,
Yeah. So anyway, you're dead. You know, we won't have to worry about you anymore. No. But yeah, what does that mean, Luke? I think we're moving on to something. What do we call this segment?
I think we're done now. We don't have anything
Oh,
else.
okay. Yeah. So tune in next week.
Just kidding. It's time for sports.
Bam! Rock you with that music. What's up? All right, so starting off on a little bit of a low note, I have talked before about how I like the UFC and the Ultimate Fighting Championships and all that stuff. Sadly, I saw an article earlier this week saying that Randy Couture, one of the veteran UFC fighters, has had a heart attack earlier in the week. So I'm gonna Google real quickly to see if he's still recovering or in the hospital. But yeah, so he was actually also in the Expendables movies. He was one of the good guys or whatever, working with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, with the buzz cut.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, so good. I did see a report. Randy Couture walks home from hospital, back to work on Tuesday. Awesome. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear he's made a recovery because, yeah, I was just like, oh, man, it sucks for someone, you know, because he was old, he is old. I want to say he's close to like 50 or so, if not older than that. But yeah, he's a really awesome fighter. So glad to hear that you're recovering, Randy. You know, again, keep improving your health and get better soon. You know, again, you walked home, so that's definitely a good sign. Yeah, and then also in UFC news, Conor McGregor, the Fighting Irishman, has announced his return. He's predicting that in January, I don't know exactly when, I want to say early January, he's going to be making a fight return. And the speculations right now are that he could possibly fight Cowboy Cerrone, who's also an awesome, entertaining fighter. But like, I'm excited to see Conor return. Luke, and I know you've seen a few of his fights when I've had you over to like my dad's house for the UFC title fights and stuff.
He looks pretty Irish in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. He's got that ginger beard, that ginger hair, and the green shorts definitely help too.
Yes.
But yeah. So when he's making this announcement, the one thing I had a problem with is I think he called out Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Russian dude who just beat the crap out of him. I think in like 2 or 3 rounds, choked him out, submitted him, and he made the line or the quote saying like he can run but he can't hide. I'm like, Conor, for as much as I like you as just an animated fun fighter, he's not running or hiding from you. Like,
Yeah.
you were the one who lost that fight. You don't get to make those claims at that point. Like, you know, you can say like, yeah, I'm calling him out, I want to get a rematch kind of thing. Khabib's not running from you. Khabib is not scared of you. Khabib thinks he can beat you standing up, and he definitely knows he can beat you on ground game because you have none. Like, granted, Conor McGregor would knock my head off. I'll say that right now,
Yeah.
plainly. Like, the guy would kill me if he wanted to. But I'm sorry, Khabib is not me. Khabib is a dangerous fighter. You know, again, whether, like I talked on the other podcast about his antics after he won the title and all that stuff, that's besides the point. He's just an overall better fighter than Conor McGregor is. So unless he improves his ground game a lot, I don't see him, even if he does get the challenge, I don't see him beating that fight. You know, it'll be 2 losses against Khabib, in my opinion. So, Conor, just watch out. That's what I'm warning you for. Like, you know, like I said, I know you're an animated character. You like to run your mouth. Just be careful what you wish for. That's all.
I've never liked Conor McGregor because
No, you
of
haven't.
stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I appreciate the people who can go in there and kick somebody's butt and then like not say a word afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to see somebody who's like that. And there have been a few. But Conor McGregor, like, he doesn't really know who he is, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think he's assuming that he's still the dominant fighter in the UFC, and he's just not.
Yeah,
like, he's still good. I'm gonna give him that, but I'm looking forward if they do a rematch.
You wanna see him get shut
rooting
up again?
hard against him, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, again, because that's my thing with Connor. It's like, because I don't necessarily like too much trash talkers, because, again, 9 out of 10 times, they end up getting knocked out and they don't back up what they say. The problem is, Connor is one of those guys who 9 out of 10 times does back up what he says. The 10th time was just him getting beat up by Khabib. And I know there's still the whole thing with like him and I think the Nate Diaz. Okay, there's Nick and Nate Diaz, but they're in 2 different weight classes. I forget who's in which. But they had a split decision, or they had the one of them won the first match, the other guy won the second. But so there's speculation there he could possibly fight him as one of the Diaz brothers. But yeah, so it's just like with Connor, again, he does back up what he says, and like I said, it was just Khabib that got the better of him that time. But like I said, unless Connor starts changing up his game, because he definitely needs a ground game. Like, you got to be able to prevent takedowns. You got to be able to maybe you yourself get a choke out or something if you're on your back and pinned, because he had no defense that game. It's just like I think he maybe stuffed one takedown and then immediately was on the floor, which I was still like, okay, this is just boring. Like, I know Khabib's gonna win because of this, but it is what it is. As a fighter in that octagon, you do what you have to do to get the W, especially when the title's on the line. But so. That all being said, enough of UFC news. We're going to go ahead and go into our week. I didn't really see too much news. One topic that was coming up regularly, I guess, with NFL news, there's speculation that Tom Brady could not be a Patriot after this season. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, Luke? Or
Yeah, I think it's less speculation and more just like, and by the way, this is definitely possible.
Yeah.
Because, they signed him to an extension, but after the first season, they are allowed to part ways with him.
Yeah, exactly. His contract would be up, and there's also other things kind of maybe hinting at it. I mean, it could just be us and other people speculating, reading too much into it. Yeah. But he's put his house up for sale. Him and I believe his athletic trainers.
Yes.
Yeah. So both his staff, his coordinators, whatever you want to call them, like they put their house up for sale. And when they picked up Mohamed Sanu from the Falcons this week, Tom Brady offered him like, hey, if you want number 12, you can take it. Like, it's just like, what the heck? Like Tom Brady is 12. Like, I know Aaron Rodgers has it too, but it's like, no, Tom Brady is TB12. Like, there's a reason he has that number, that's his. And for him to just be like, yeah, whatever, you can have it if you want. Like, could that be a sign too? Like, what's kind of crazy to think though is, in vein of that topic or that speculation that Tom Brady could be leaving the Patriots because he does want to play till he's 45. I think it was on Skip and Shannon when they were talking about it. One of them had mentioned briefly that maybe he could be coming out to LA for one of those teams because they have the $5 billion stadium. Oh, Luke's face is lighting up right now.
Oh my goodness!
Because think about it, with Tom Brady having the fame and popularity that he has in the NFL. I mean, granted, there's it's like a love-hate relationship with most people, but with him having that much fame and sellability, he will be filling that stadium in LA easily. Anytime Tom Brady's on the docket for a home game, that crowd's going to sell out for him. Dude. And so there's there's speculation and talks that he can maybe be going for either the Rams or the Chargers. I mean, it was a brief mention, but they did say, and again, backing up the stadium thing and making sure that is a financially viable option for the NFL, that could be a good place for him to land.
I would not envy you in this situation. It's easy for me. I like Tom Brady and I like the Chargers. It's great.
I know.
You, on the other hand, would be torn apart.
I'd be so conflicted. Like,
oh my goodness!
Like, I know me and Luke have gotten into maybe not so much heated like our last referee discussion, but like we've gotten into.
It was a good discussion, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed listening to that discussion.
Yeah, so it's like going back and forth, like, maybe we can say that for another episode of like, why you like him, why I don't like him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But again, so it would be a hard thing for me to deal with because, like I said, it's like as much as the Chargers hurt me and break my heart every season we have to watch them play, like. I still root for them. Like even when the Rams moved back to LA, it's like I try to say like, oh, maybe they're still LA, and that's my whole thing is like I root local, I support local teams, But it's just like when the Rams came, it just kind of more invigorated my passion for the Chargers as opposed to like being like, oh, I got 2 LA teams now. It's like I'm starting to hate the Rams. Like as weird as that sounds. But again, the Chargers aren't doing anything to win over my love and affection. They just keep letting me down, and for some reason, I still keep rooting for the underdog.
Leave it to the Chargers though. Can you imagine that? They're like, oh man, our quarterback's getting too old.
Let's get Tom Brady. Dude, that would be what they would do. But here's the thing, though. It's like, I don't know if granted, not that Tom Brady's ever really taken a huge paycheck. Like, he understands, like, no, I'll take a less of a cut so that way we can get better players around me. But with that being said, it's like, even if he were to come to the Chargers, he wouldn't have an offensive line. I mean, Rivers doesn't have an offensive line. We'd have to do everything in our power to protect him if he did come to us. And
I think it would probably be for sure a one and done thing.
Right, yeah.
I can't imagine playing 2 seasons with the Chargers.
Gosh, man, if that happened. Again, this is all wild speculation.
Yeah, this is all like, it's not going to happen. But
yeah. So, we'll see what happens with that.
I think with Tom Brady, though, I when he said he wants to play till he's 45, I don't think so.
You don't think
at least not anymore. I think he's probably becoming more and more satisfied with the idea of leaving the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it's going to be till he's 45. I kind of think he's going to do another season.
Right.
At least. But yeah, not till he's 45 anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, again, because it's really hard to gauge, like with the Patriots. Again, obviously they're top dog, undefeated record this season, but it's hard for me to tell, is it all Tom Brady? Is it all the defense? Or is it they've just played really, really crappy teams? Like, again, so far they've played the Jets twice. They've played Miami. They've played Washington.
You know how many Cowboys fans have told me, oh, the Patriots have only played good teams?
Good teams?
I mean, bad teams.
Okay, yeah, I can understand.
The Cowboys fans are telling me this. And then they lose to the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, okay, you can say what you want, but you can't call the Cowboys a good team after that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. If they were close games, I would say that the Patriots are maybe not so great, but they are spanking every single team they play, except for the Bills. And the Bills are a legitimately good team.
Right. Defensively, they're strong. I believe they're top 5 right now. I don't knock the Bills at all. Like I said, we've speculated they could take a wild card spot later on playoff time, but yeah, it's just like aside from the Bills, it's like I said, it's one of those things. It's like I know there's always the argument like it doesn't matter. These are NFL teams, they are professional teams, kind of thing. But it's just like, yeah, they are professional teams, but right now they're a really bad professional team. So it's just, and again, I don't want to discredit the defense. They're still getting takeaways. They're still getting fumble recoveries, interceptions. Tom Brady's still throwing touchdowns. He's still, rushing touchdowns and stuff. I know there was the Thursday night game, he rushed for 2 of them at the 1 yard line. So it's just like, he's still doing his part. It's not like he's, inept or whatever at his day and age right now, but I don't know. It's hard to call right now. I want to see them because I know they're gonna face the Ravens. They're gonna face the Browns this weekend. They're gonna face a few people. So once they start facing like somewhat tougher teams, they'll be like, okay, now it's legit.
I don't know if I would put the Browns in that category. I was hoping we could at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. And I know Baker said I play better when I'm pissed, and right now I'm really angry or something like that. He made a quote to an ESPN reporter. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that, Baker. But
if I can take a moment to brag just a little bit, I don't want to set myself up for failure.
No, you're good.
But at the moment, I am in first place in my fantasy league.
And it's all because, this
is what we're talking about. I have both Tom Brady and the Patriots defense.
Oh my goodness.
So, the Patriots defense, they're the best player on my team. They're putting up, they haven't yet been under double digits. It's been double digits every week as a defense. Anybody who plays fantasy football knows that this is crazy.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Put up between 15 and 30 points a week, every single week. So hopefully that continues.
Yep.
If it does, I might be able to stay in first.
Yeah, man, with that defense and you even said at the beginning of the season, Luke, about how the defense has always what was I gonna say, held it out for you. They've done really good when you've picked them up in fantasy and everything. And at first I was just like, the Patriots defense isn't that good, but nope, they're that good as far as fantasy goes.
They've always been solid, solid enough to always give the Patriots a good chance for the offense to win.
Right.
And now they're kind of the best part of the Patriots. Mm-hmm. So it's exciting.
All right, so let's go into our matchups, and as we start to approach, we do have one other topic to cover after this, but as we approach the end. So let's see, we have Texans versus Jags. Texans, yeah. Jags, we love you. After that really spectacular season into the AFC Championship, I was rooting for them, for a while.
Right.
Bortles was seeming to get his stuff together. The team just seemed well rounded, and then they just went downhill fast.
Yeah. Our boy Gardner isn't looking quite as good.
Yeah, decent numbers, but the last 2 weeks they've lost, so it's just. Yeah,
but hey, Leonard Fournette is actually looking pretty good. He's
solid running back.
Almost leading the league in yards, rushing yards.
Right.
I can't remember. It's Dalvin Cook that has the most rushing.
Yeah, he's got most rushing, but McCaffrey's probably number 1 running back. He's in the MVP discussions right now with how good he's doing.
He's doing crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's because Madden thought he was black.
I definitely. That's exactly why. Let's see. I would like to ask our guest real quick. Sarah, would you like to take a stab at who you think will win between the Texans and the Jags?
Between the Texans and the Jags.
Yes. So Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, well, you know I've had recurring nightmares about Jaguars.
Oh.
So I haven't had any about Texans.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm definitely more intimidated by the Jags.
Okay.
All right.
So she's picking the Jags. Is that what I'm hearing?
I suppose so.
But more intimidation. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were saying like I'm more intimidated by them, so I pick them, or I'm more intimidated by them, so I want them to lose.
They definitely seem more fierce.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
Jaguars for Sarah.
All right, next game, Bears versus Eagles. I think the same way that it's been going for a lot of our predictions against Bear games, when there's the offense or a defense that can handle Mitch Trubisky, it usually goes in that team's favor.
Didn't we
Because
talk about this one last week?
that's because they're playing the Chargers tomorrow. So we talked about the Bears having a bye week.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
okay.
oh gosh. Okay, speaking of, I saw a freaking post on Facebook, and we'll get back to the predictions in a second. I saw a post on Facebook. The Chargers are saying ahead of this game facing the Bears that one of their primary responsibilities is they have to contain Mitch Trubisky. That's their goal that they're aiming for.
Is he even on the field?
Yeah, he came back last week, and it's just
Okay.
like he didn't do that good, but it's just like that's what their priority is. That's what their goal is. Not containing Mac because he's going to kill Rivers. No, we got to contain Trubisky. He's the threat on the Bears. Are you freaking kidding me? This is why we keep losing these games.
Priorities.
Gosh, man.
Priorities. We'll just leave it at that. Priorities.
Yeah, Rivers. I'll carry your casket to the grave. But well, yeah,
It's very romantic.
Mac's gonna murder him. Like that's not what they're talking about. Like, okay, we need to go double cover him. We got to make sure we block so. Like, no, they're just like Trubisky. He's a threat. Like, but anyway,
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
you will. Okay, I think the Eagles can bounce back after losing to Dallas. That's my guess. Let's see for next game, Colts versus Steelers.
Colts.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah.
Colts, I think they'll definitely do what the Chargers couldn't, and that's win. So they're more well-rounded on both sides. And I keep, like I said, there's something about their defense. I can't quite put my finger on it, but they keep getting the job done. So I like the Colts where they're at right now.
Yeah, and I think I've said this probably every time we've brought it up, but Jacoby Brissett is looking decent enough.
Decent enough, yeah.
He's-
Top 20 easy.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's nothing spectacular, but he's the kind of quarterback where if he's in that position, he's going to do well enough for the rest of the team to have a shot.
Right. All right. And then we got Vikings versus Chiefs. And this is week 9. I don't know if I said that.
Right.
Week 9 predictions.
Ooh,
So
Vikings versus Chiefs.
Now, as far as the Pat Mahomes thing goes, I have seen reports that he's been practicing, limited, but he's practicing. So
Yeah.
I don't think that dislocated kneecap's doing too much to screw him over, thankfully. And again, I wouldn't wish him harm, even if he is a divisional rival. I'm not wishing anyone to get injured.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his prediction is. Like I said, initial reports said at least 3 weeks. So this would be one of those 3 because there'd be Green Bay here, and then I think next week as well. But I don't know. I think even if he does play, I'd maybe still put the Vikings on top because the Chiefs have proven that they are beatable at home, and that's what this
Yeah.
game would be. So it's not like it's home field advantage. I know the Chiefs' kingdom is supposed to be really loud, the decibel meter, but even still, like you guys have. I mean, not that the fans are the ones that are losing these games, but yeah, I don't know.
If Mahomes is on the field, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Go with the Chiefs.
But I don't think he's going to be on the field. So for that reason, I'm going to guess the Vikings. The Chiefs are not great without Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, it's like Kirk Cousins. It's like it's weird to say, but he's got the highest passer rating in the NFL right now.
That's not weird to say.
Well,
Like,
well,
he's a good quarterback, and there's so many people who continuously bring it up. That, oh no, he's not good. I remember even when he was with the Redskins, I knew a lot of people who were saying, "Who's the other guy with the Redskins?"
Currently, they have Keenum still. Keenum and the new rookie they picked up, Haskins.
No, the other guy, Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I remember when Kirk Cousins was still with the Redskins, there was a lot of people who were saying, "Oh, we need to put in Colt McCoy." And I was
Right.
That's outrageous. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback.
No, and like
he's not necessarily a winner, but as a quarterback, he's pretty good.
Yeah, and no, like okay, because I'm not like knocking him completely. Like I've said, I thought when they first made the move to pick him up as the Vikings, with him having Thielen and Diggs on his wide receiver core, it's like and Rudolph's a great tight end.
Yeah.
Like I knew he was going to have players to work with and players to throw to. I don't know what it is. They need to start throwing more. I know they have Dalvin Cook as the leading rusher, and he's doing great too. But they just need to get more throwing plays in there, like because Kirk Cousins can put up great numbers. Like they just need to allow him to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So moving on, Lions versus Raiders. Lions.
Ooh.
Are you not a
think
clear
the
cut decision
Raiders,
for you?
yeah, it's not as easy this time though.
Yeah.
Like I still don't know what to think of the Raiders.
Right.
Because I'm biased and I hate the Raiders.
Yep.
But they're not too bad. They're not great, but they're not too bad. And I kind of think the same with the Lions. Like,
Okay.
They're not great, but they're not bad either.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the Lions, though.
Lions. Okay.
Yeah. Especially, well, they got smoked by the Packers, though, didn't they?
The Lions? No, the Lions.
no, I'm thinking of-
you're thinking of the Raiders who got smoked by the Packers.
Okay, let's go with the Lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's that. Let's see. And then, Packers. Speaking of Packers, they're on their bye week. Oh, no. Once again, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, folks. They're coming to LA to play the Chargers. So
Are you kidding me?
that's another L for the Chargers. There's no way. There's no way we're freaking beating the Packers, man. We're gonna make Aaron Rodgers look like the Aaron Rodgers of old. Like, gosh, man. And then the last one, Patriots versus Ravens, and that's in Baltimore.
Patriots.
You still think?
I still think.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough. It's not going to be obviously anywhere near as easy as it was for the past
Right.
past few weeks for the Patriots. But yeah, I think as long as the Patriots on defense contain Lamar Jackson and still keep him to a throwing quarterback. Not that he's not good at that now. I mean, he is great. But I think if they put it, they keep his legs and his mobility limited, they can get away with the L.
The thing I'm
Or
excited
with
about
a win. I mean,
is Lamar Jackson is young and still kind of interception prone. And
okay.
that makes me excited from a fantasy standpoint.
Right, when you got Gilmore and who's the other DB they have? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember though.
Okay, but yeah, so that should make for an interesting game. So keep an eye out for that. And then let's see. Lastly, no, that's it. But our last topic: World Series update.
Yes,
Nationals-
let's talk about baseball now.
Yes, the Nationals are leading the series currently at 2-1. So, Luke, how do you feel so far? So I know some people said that the Nationals were going to sweep them.
No, they're not going to sweep. Well, I mean, of course they're not going to sweep them.
Right.
They're looking pretty good. They beat Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole, those
Okay.
two pitchers I've been talking about for the Astros.
Right.
And once they did that, I thought, okay, that's it. The Nationals are going to win. I don't know how many games it's going to take, but they're definitely going to win. And there's something interesting going on with the Nationals right now.
Okay.
Their theme is the Baby Shark theme.
What the heck?
This started with one of their players. He was in a slump. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But yeah, he was in a slump. So to get things started again, he started doing the Baby Shark theme song as his walk-up music.
And what is the Baby Shark song, Luke?
I'm not going to sing it. You want to sing
Good.
it?
Nope. Heck, no, I don't.
Go check it out because it'll be stuck in your head all day. But yeah, they started doing that. So now the entire stadium is doing like the motions, the little finger, hand, and like giant daddy shark
Oh, gosh.
motions. So that's kind of fun to see.
Nice.
Other than that, though, like we still have plenty of games to look forward to.
Right.
Let's go Nationals, and I think they're going to win it. I'm going to make my prediction at 4-2.
4-2. Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to win it in 6.
Oh, you know what, Sarah? I spaced on that. I'm so sorry. I meant to ask you for the other predictions as well with the other games this week. So let me just quickly go over a couple, and we'll end on that note. So Bears versus Eagles. Who do you think is going to win?
I think the Bears are going to have the ground game, but with the Eagles, it's kind of up in the air.
Oh yeah. Like I said, dad puns for days. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got Bears and Eagles. Let's see. Vikings versus Chiefs.
I think if there could be a Viking chief present, he would be the best mediator. So as long as the referee is a Viking chief, I would expect a fair game.
All right. Let's see. Other than that, we have Patriots versus Ravens. We'll highlight that one.
I agree with everything you guys said.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and that is episode 14 of the Some Things podcast. We thank you for joining us on this Halloween episode. Hope you have a good night on Halloween, and stay safe.
See you guys.
Love you.
Bye.